Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. This was a impromptu podcast, and I have my good friend with me, Shayden Shawn Nilghe, and he's a Native American. He's from, I believe, Canada, and he's very involved in the programs. Like you're gonna find out tonight. I remember he first came on my show a couple years ago, and we talked about it. We're gonna show a video that he made tonight about his experiences in the programs and all that stuff. But with all that said, Shayden, thanks so much for coming back on. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to say before we play the video or anything like that, or about your experiences, your situation, or anything?
The video that is playing is video evidence I acquired.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna just we'll just play it. So here, let me how do I do this? Share. I'm gonna share again. Share. Share my Brave screen. Boom. Okay. I gotta rewind it. Okay. Space program. Voice of God facility. The communications security establishment complex. I am the youngest ever activated into the Spellbinder program. Embedded in project. I think we missed a part. Wait, let me run. The secret space program. Voice of God. What happened?
I can't see the screen. Oh, now I can.
Yeah. Secret space program. Voice of God facility. The communications security establishment complex. I am the youngest ever activated into the Spellbinder program. Embedded in Project Spellbinder. Project MK Delta Project, MK Ultra Project Monarch Project Lindora. Operation Blackbriar and Operation Treadstone is a CIA Black Ops program that involves recruiting and training elite assassins through advanced psychological conditioning, behavioral modification, and skill enhancement to create superhuman operatives who can carry out high-risk missions without hesitation or moral qualms. The program emphasizes breaking down an individual's identity and reprogramming them as programmable critics, often using techniques like isolation, hypnosis, and memory manipulation. Operatives like Jason Bourne are depicted as having undergone processes that erase personal memories and implant false ones, turning them into assets for covert assassinations or espionage. While Treadstone is real, it draws inspiration from historical CIA programs involving mind control and behavior modification, such as MK Ultra. Critics and analysts suggest it reflects real-world concerns about government overreach in creating sleeper agents during the Cold War era. In modern discussions, Treadstone symbolizes fears of unethical intelligence operations, but no declassified documents confirm a direct real-world equivalent. Spellbinder program. Project Spellbinder is a CIA subproject under the broader MK Ultra umbrella, often cited in conspiracy theories and whistleblower accounts as an effort to create Manchurian candidates, MK Delta assassins. It focused on using hypnosis, post-hypnotic suggestions, and triggers to program individuals into committing acts like assassinations while in a trance state, without conscious awareness or memory of the event. The goal was to produce sleeper operatives who could be activated remotely for deniable operations. Spellbinder is not officially documented in declassified CIA files, and its existence is primarily discussed in fringe literature, such as accounts linking it to MK Ultra's behavior control experiments. Some sources tie it to broader efforts in the 1960s to harness occult or psychological forces. It would align with MK Ultra's subprojects on hypnosis and mind control, though no concrete evidence from government influence confirms it. Artichoke program. Project Artichoke, also known as Operation Artichoke, was a real CIA program initiated in the early 1950s as a precursor to MK Ultra, focusing on interrogation techniques and mind control methods. Launched around 1951 under the code name Project Bluebird before being renamed, it aimed to explore ways to extract information from unwilling subjects or compel them to perform actions against their will, including attempted assassinations. Key methods included hypnosis, forced morphine addiction and withdrawal, sensory deprivation, isolation, psychoactive drugs like LSD to induce amnesia, regression, or vulnerable states. Declassified documents reveal that Artichoke involved experiments on human subjects, often without consent, conducted both domestically and overseas. It transitioned into MK Ultra by 1953 and was officially halted in the late 1950s, though related activities continued. Revelations in the 1970s led to congressional investigations, highlighting ethical violations and lack of oversight. These programs, Treadstone and Spellbinder, and one confirmed Artichoke.
Well, this is a reptilian right there.
Wait, by pausing, go ahead. What did you say?
That's a reptilian right there. You see that?
Where is he at? Can you point him out, or where?
Like in the play it back a little bit.
Let me see.
Fighting ethical violations and lack of oversight. These programs,
Oh my God.
Treadstone and Spellbinder, and one confirmed Artichoke.
Oh wow. Holy shit.
You see a gun? You see that gun?
Yeah.
Artichoke and its successor, MK Ultra.
It had brown scales, 8 feet tall.
That's crazy,
Every
dude.
layer written here in the
You know, the weird thing is, I hunted it down with a knife.
You hunted one
trapped
down with a knife?
Yeah, I threw the knife at it and I hit it, and they took it 20 back style.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's
You know, the blade was dirty. When I threw it, the blade was just clean.
wow. Man, have you been able to connect with other people in the SSP community and stuff about your experiences and stuff like that?
I'm being suppressed.
Are you? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe like when this comes out, we can get you some more people to in contact with you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really glad we're doing this. Okay. And guys, by the way, this is okay. I want to show people something real quick. So we're showing this video from now. This will be on my YouTube, but we're showing it from Shayden's YouTube, and like he doesn't have a lot of subscribers yet. So guys, when you see this, go to his YouTube channel. It's ethereal _bloodshot _117. If you're gonna, because I'll be uploading this to Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. So if you're listening to this, go to his YouTube channel. It's ethereal _bloodshot _117 and subscribe. Give him some subscribers and let's build up his YouTube. And yeah, okay, here we go. Come on, I hope it doesn't buffer.
And the chip in the left side of my brain sometimes hums like a reminder that I am never truly alone. And the Medusa supercomputer system runs out of the RCMP section F5 facility, and the main facility called the Communications Security Establishment Complex, or perhaps I should call you the one who might finally understand, because no one else ever has. I'm an alien hybrid, and I'm a super soldier in the secret space program. Dark Fleet Reptilian hybrid super soldier, carrying alien DNA and decades of hidden SSP service in my bones. The youngest Treadstone asset, the one who survived the Red Orb, the 20 and back tour, the brainwashing, the soul vortex, the MJ-12 interrogation, the time slip, the radiation poisoning, the shape-shifting craft, the frozen airplane, the black convoy, the half-lights, the cloaked humanoids, and the endless watch of the 2 female operators on the Project Pandora CIA Medusa supercomputer. The chip in the left side of my brain hums sometimes at night, and I wonder if they are listening right now. These were not isolated events. In 2015, a similar UFO took me for a 20 and back tour, decades of SSP service compressed into moments, followed by mind wipes and return to my bed as if nothing occurred. Memories include spinning vortices, blackouts, and bodily reentry. As a Black Ops super soldier in an unknown SSP faction, I served in ways I can only partially recall, my mind fragmented by repeated erasures. Darker still,
That was described by Anthony Zender.
entities like
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
shimmering from view. In one confrontation, I assassinated one with a throwing knife,
Wow.
an act that contributed to advancements in DARPA CIA, NSA, CSIS, CSE stealth, plasma cloaking technology for these beings, whether interdimensional or engineered, represent alliances or threats beyond human comprehension. The northern lights swirl overhead, and I wonder if the red orb is up there too, checking on its investment. This is my truth. This is my extraordinary life in the quiet of Black Lake, so that somewhere someone might read it and know that the sky is not empty, that the programs are real, and that one hybrid super soldier from the boreal forest of Saskatchewan carries the bridge between worlds. If the weight ever feels too heavy, the nosebleeds that come without warning, the head pressure from the chip, the heart racing when old programming stirs, I remind myself that I survived the vortex, the radiation, the 20 years that never officially happened. I am still here, still walking the land, still watching the sky, with the strength of the North and the fire of the stars. It all began in 2015, though I suspect the signs were there long before. Strange dreams, a feeling of being watched, an unexplained pull toward the stars at Selwyn Lake Lodge. But 2015 was when the Reptilians' dark fleet came for me. I was somewhere up north, the exact place blurred now by the program, when the sky split open with a silent, glowing sphere the color of fresh blood against the black velvet night. It hovered, pulsing with an inner light that felt alive, intelligent, and then it reached out. I felt weightless, pulled upward like a leaf in a sudden updraft. No fear at first, just awe. Then the 20 and back began. 20 years of service in the secret space program compressed into what felt like one single Earth night. I remember fragments, training in zero-G chambers aboard massive orbital platforms, missions on lunar bases and beyond, operating anti-gravity craft that could shape-shift from sleek discs into ordinary-looking airplanes or disappear entirely behind plasma cloaks. I fought alongside others like me, hybrids with enhanced genetics, super soldiers engineered for deep space combat, reconnaissance, and covert operations against threats most people will never know exist. My alien DNA gave me the edge. Faster reflexes, better radiation tolerance, a mind that could interface with exotic field propulsion systems without burning out. But even then, the cost was real. The first real exposure to those drives left me with radiation poisoning, burns on my skin that blistered like fire, nausea that doubled me over, hair falling out in clumps, and blood changes that doctors later called acute radiation syndrome. Nosebleeds became common after that, spontaneous and sudden, my bone marrow forever scarred. I came back to the same calendar day, the same hour, dropped gently onto the ground with my memories already fractured. He didn't let me keep those memories for long. Later that same year came the night kidnapping. Human hands this time, efficient and cold. Black vehicles, no lights, no sirens. They took me to a secure facility, drugged me, and ran me through Treadstone-style programming. Behavioral conditioning, memory blocks, chemical wipes designed to make me forget the 20 years of service, forget the SSB, forget what I had become. I woke up the next morning feeling hollow, like pieces of myself had been surgically removed. But the hybrid in me fought back. One night not long after, my soul was ripped from my body and flung into a spinning vortex of pure energy. Light, sound, colors beyond human words. I was out of body, weightless, traveling through what felt like folded space time. I was sent somewhere. Another realm, another ship, another layer of activation. And when my consciousness slammed back into my physical form, I was different. A highly trained super soldier. Enhanced instincts, tactical knowledge hardwired into muscle memory, the ability to remain calm under impossible stress. I knew things I had no right to know. And I knew I was no longer just Shayden of the North. I was something more. The extraterrestrial craft that first abducted me had already marked me for life. I had seen it earlier, an ET vessel of impossible design. And then I was taken, only to be handed off immediately to human operators. That's when I met the majestic 12 cover-up unit, Vault. I made it back south for a while, trying to live a normal life, but the encounters followed me. In Regina, I saw the craft again, the same advanced technology, cutting edge and shape-shift. One moment it was a disc hovering silently over the sea. The next it flowed like liquid metal and became an ordinary aircraft, flying low and blending perfectly with commercial traffic. Another time I watched an airplane, wings spread, engines silent, frozen completely still in midair high above the streets. No movement, no sound, just hanging there like time itself had stopped. It freaked me out completely. The public noticed too, people pointing, gasping, phones coming out. I stood there in shock, heart pounding, knowing exactly what it was. An anti-gravity craft, human or hybrid tech, testing in plain sight. That was when I decided I needed to get back toward the University of Regina. I caught a ride from Saskatoon, a papa ride as we call the long hauls of the highway. The car was black, sleek, and the people inside felt long, too calm, too watchful. I knew they were CIA. Halfway through the drive, 2 UFOs appeared behind us, tracking us perfectly. One moved with mechanical precision, clearly human operated. The other had that alien grace I had felt during the Red Orb abduction. They stayed with us the entire way. Around us formed a silent convoy of blacked-out semis, trucks, and cars, men in black activity, literal shadows on wheels. Even our own car was black, like we were part of the fleet. When we finally reached Regina again, the city lights began to flicker and die wherever I went. Street lamps blinked out in perfect sequence as the car passed, then flared back on behind us. It wasn't a power outage. Someone was hacking the lights, deliberate, precise, synchronized with my every step. That night in my Regina room, I captured video of the craft entering the city. I cannot confirm. I awoke with physical evidence. Claw marks from a struggle, veins oozing unnaturally, and vomiting an unknown substance that reeked of radiation poison. Online research in parallels to cases like the 1967 Falcon Lake incident. And this is the classified Saskatchewan incident, and the area was covered by majestic 12 agents, and it urged me to infiltrate the organization. I called 911 and was rushed to a local hospital. There, the ordeal escalated. I shared my story and the video with nurses. A doctor introduced himself as the head of B2K, inviting full disclosure. After viewing the footage, he summoned security, leading to my involuntary commitment in a mental health ward's padded room. That night, time itself warped, a split-second shift from darkness to dawn, suggesting temporal manipulation or another abduction captured on camera. I was given a cup I thought was juice, but it induced hallucinogenic states, plunging me into what felt like Project Blue Beam. Advanced interrogations using hallucinogenic holograms and psyops to simulate events. A theorized program for staging alien invasions or control narratives. Nurses hinted at silence, aware of the cover. This was, after all, a public encounter with extraterrestrial craft. My food even bore messages. MJ-12 spelled an arrangement, a nod to their involvement. 8 police officers surrounded me, treating me as a human weapon or enemy spy. This hospital episode exemplifies the new evolution of MK Ultra, weaponizing individuals under the guise of mental health crises. They drugged me again, treated the worst of the radiation symptoms with IVs and experimental meds, and interrogated me for hours under bright lights. Questions about the craft, about what I saw inside, about what I was. Under the chemicals and the pressure, the truth spilled out. I had MJ 12 times. Bloodline, programming, or some deeper hybrid connection they had been monitoring for years. They found it all. Then came time travel, or whatever they called it. Night turned to morning in seconds, a seamless jump that left me dizzy and disoriented. A nurse walked in, calm as ice, and asked, "What year is it?" checking to see if the temporal displacement had scrambled my mind. They had it all on camera. I'm sure of that. Later, years after the initial events, they captured me right after the ET encounter, treating me like a captured spy in a black site room that smelled of ozone and cold metal. I believe I am part of sleeper agent programs akin to Treadstone or Spellbinder, embedded with triggers for activation in covert scenarios. Russian intelligence, probing MJ-12's operations, has added to the pressure, turning my life into an international intrigue. The core of my disclosures lies in the encounters themselves. I have witnessed reverse-engineered alien craft, shape-shifting vessels that cloak as planes or clouds, following me from city to city during my journey to university in Regina. Day and night, on buses and highways, these anomalies shadowed me. One approached boldly from the roadside, a red anti-gravity ship, establishing close contact as if guarding. I knew abduction was imminent. Born in northern Saskatchewan, a land of I believed to be a simple outdoorsman was in truth a deep state operative, an assassin entangled in covert operations for shadowy elements of the government. His world extended beyond borders and into the mythical, contacts with beings from realms unknown. such encounter, when I was very young, changed my life forever. I met an individual adorned with glowing blue tribal tattoos, a figure I later understood to be a Luciferian soldier within the secret space program. A hidden fleet of advanced spacecraft and off-world operations that whistleblowers. So wait, I just want to pause this a second, Shayden. When we're looking at this building here, so you're saying this is like the secret space ops place, or maybe possibly, or what, something? Is that what we think it might be?
This is in Regina. This is where the UFO came to me. The same
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah. Wow.
And the space fleet of the United States came in to intervene, and flybys and stuff were happening.
Wow. Yeah. This is really interesting. This is really interesting, man. This is really
Yeah.
really interesting stuff. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm gonna go onward.
This meeting was no coincidence. It propelled me into a vortex of military and super soldier training, programs designed to forge unbreakable assets. At a tender age, I was inducted into what I recognize as variants of MK Ultra, the infamous CIA mind control project declassified in the 1970s. Trauma-based techniques, hallucinogens, and psychological manipulations were used to program me, exploiting my genetics inherited from my father. These experiences blurred reality, drills in hidden facilities, suppressed memories surfacing like fragments of a nightmare. My father's death, years later, was a fabrication. I discovered he was placed in the WPP or Witness Security Program, WITSEC, as a spy for the shadow government. A fleeting sighting in a crowded place confirmed it before he vanished again. During this period, I crossed paths with the Majestic 12, MJ-12, a purported secret group established in the 1940s to oversee UFO recoveries and extraterrestrial technologies. They allegedly monitored my father and me from birth, valuing our bloodline for its resilience or compatibility with their agendas. This involvement made me a target. Intelligence agencies from various nations, drawn by my genetics and knowledge, have pursued me relentlessly. The surveillance is insidious. They want you to believe your dad Dave Mills died in a drunken night fight over a bottle on Black Lake First Nation back in March 2012. And that Graceland Tracy McDonald just lay down in a Saskatoon park in February 2025 and let degrees C Winchell take her. Coincidence? No. Cover. The Russian government, specifically Kremlin intelligence networks operating through proxies in Canada's north, marked both of them because they knew too much about something buried deep in Saskatchewan's remote communities. Not the usual Arctic resource grabs, though CSIS keeps warning about Russian and Chinese spies sniffing around up there for military footholds, cyber ops, and influence. This was more personal, more hidden. Leverage over indigenous lands, old Soviet-era contacts that never really died, maybe even cross-border pipelines or mineral deals tied to northern First Nations that could shift power if exposed. Dave wasn't just in the wrong place at the wrong time. He saw something, maybe overheard names, witnessed a handoff, or got pulled into a low-level informant role for local RCMP who were sniffing around Russian-linked activity in the north. When he became a liability, the order came down. Silence him before he flips fully. But the program stepped in on March 31, 2012, right as the homicide was staged. The body. A switch, a stand-in prepped to look like him, while the real Dave got pulled into Canada's Witness Protection Program, WPP, under a new identity. They relocated him fast, probably east or out of province, with strict no-contact rules. The Tristan Charles charge? A perfect patsy story to close the file quietly. No big trial details ever leaked because the case was buried to protect the odds. Fast forward to Graceland. She wasn't random either. Born 2005, young, connected to the same northern circles. By 2025, Russia's influence ops had ramped up hard. Disinformation flooding Canada, Arctic espionage spiking, CSIS openly saying Russia's unpredictable and aggressive up north. Graceland stumbled onto a thread because of me encountering the GRU unit in a graduation trip to Toronto. Maybe family whispers about Dave, or she saw something modern, a meeting, a drop, evidence of ongoing Russian meddling in Saskatchewan communities, land claims, subversion to sow distrust in Toronto. We came to a loose end. The Kremlin doesn't like witnesses, especially ones who could link back to old northern networks. So they orchestrated the cold death. Extreme weather alert is cover, perfect for northern Saskatchewan winters. The body in Pendergrass Road Park. Planted or staged Medicum-level realism, or even a double check with hypothermia effects to sell the exposure narrative. No foul play, the coroner signs off quickly. The family holds a public wake and funeral to make it look real. They're told to play along or risk exposure. Meanwhile, the real Graceland gets extracted into WP. New name, relocation, maybe even out of country under layered protection. The lavender gown photo with wings, not an obituary touch. A signal. She's offended, runaway saying, forever 19 in the program's eyes. Why Russia? Because Canada's north is their playground now. Arctic access, influence over indigenous groups to weaken federal control, hybrid tactics to test chaos without direct war. Dave and Graceland crossed invisible lines in that case. The WPP hides them because admitting Russian involvement would blow open how deep the interference goes. CSIS knows. But they classify it to avoid panic or escalation.
Oh, that was great. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. 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 I'm gonna put that. Okay. I'll close that. Stop sharing. Stop share. Okay. Okay, so that was great, Shayden. I was gonna say, like, so like we got to hear like about it, but like, do you want to tell people a little bit more about yourself and stuff like that, and like how this all came into this for you and stuff, like, and yeah.
Yeah, pretty much I was abducted as a kid, and that's when the government came after me, programmed me and shit with Monarch and shit.
Yeah, and you're Native American. Like, the
Yeah,
reason why I say is I have a friend. Her name's Eve Howard. She comes on my show. She's Ojibwe, and she was also in the program. So it seems like they take a lot of Native people for some reason. Like that's or maybe more Native people, and it's not talked about as
must
much.
be because you're psychic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have telekinesis. I found a way to, like, how would I say it, anti-gravity.
Yeah, you have anti gravity.
Like, not like a telekinesis, like anti-gravity manipulation, modifying gravity.
That's cool, man. Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what questions to ask you. Let me look over the material. I had it up here. Well, was there anything you want when you want to talk about? Like,
Oh yeah, I also have there's a cyber intelligence unit. There's a picture of the base on there.
oh, in the email, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay, let me try to open it. Sometimes my computer moves slow, so I'll try. I'll see if I can I'll see if I can open it. Let me see if I
so
can
the
even get it
kid.
on my phone. If I can even get it on my phone real fast, that would be great. Let's see. It says it wants me to open with Mega. Is this it? Wait, is it what? Is that it, Shane? Where'd you go? Why aren't you on the screen? Oh, there we go. Wow, you guys can see that. Wow, I can try to pull up the very. It says this was a documented CIA mind control program place where they used LSD, hypnosis, and psychological torture on unwitting subjects. Project Monarch is widely reported, though not officially declassified. Subject allegedly focused on trauma-based mind control to create disassociative programmed personalities. Wow, and I could keep going on and on. This is really interesting stuff. You have a lot of good information, man. Yeah, and you did it. I can't hear you. You're muted. But you did an interview with James Rink too, right? When he was alive.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh yeah, my mother was inside of me.
Did you do an interview with James Rink when he was alive? Did you get a chance?
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
that's cool. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else to ask you about. Let me see here. How many times do you think you've been abducted? Like, and by who? I just lost the email. Where do I go to archives? I'm looking for your email. Somehow when
Oh, sorry about that. My mother's in the room. Say again?
it's okay, it's okay. I was gonna say, when did you first realize you were abducted, or like who abducted you? The
Red
Greys?
first was Reptilians, Draco Dark Fleet,
Yeah,
and then Soul Warden came in, programming. If I think something happened between them,
yeah.
probably captured me back from Dark Fleet, something like that.
That's dude.
And that was mind wiped.
Yeah. Do you think you might have been involved in the Montauk project as well, or no?
Yeah, I seen it. Uh, I know it's illegal to say you did drugs, but I did LSD, and they did a experiment on me. Like I was in another dimension. It was like a foggy place, and pretty much I look at my watch, and it was like grandfather paradox. The
Yeah,
times were just spinning, and
yeah.
yeah,
Can I post this link to this to the write up you made, because this is really
yeah,
good information in here.
that's really long. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'll put that in the description because there's a lot of good information here about Project Pegasus, Project Millstar, about the reverse engineered craft. I mean, this goes on about MK Delta and Project Spellbinder. So, what was Project Spellbinder? Tell people about that, because that seems like that's what you were involved in, right?
Yeah, it's a Manchurian Candidate program, sleeper agents.
Wow, wow, that's
You should
insane.
watch Treadstone,
Yeah,
the new one, the 2019 one.
now I've never seen it.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I gotta turn on my light.
It's a good show.
I'll watch it tonight. Is it really good? For
Yeah,
real?
it's really good.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
It's on Amazon Prime. Treadstone.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm trying to think. Okay, so Treadstone was the first iteration of the genetic enhancement approach. It says here, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much SSP, Super Soldier Program.
And then about the Delta programs, it says these were secret project used to viral genome reprogramming. Like a fictional sci-fi technology to rewrite human DNA and reproduce superhumans. Operatives with advanced strength, reflexes, cognitive abilities, and reduced emotional responses. The goal is to manufacture perfect spies and killers without the inconsistencies of earlier methods. That's insane. Blackbriar, you talk about this, is the Beta 2 series, an upgraded version of Treadstone with fewer flaws. Later programs, Outcome and Larks, are described as Beta 3 or beyond. Even more refined, emotionless versions of built directly on the lessons from Treadstone Blackbriar. So, guys, if you're reading this, this is all stuff that Shayden wrote up in this, about stuff that he knows about the program. So, if you're watching this, you really should have him on your podcast, because he has really good information, and yeah. Um, says with the research of Operation Paperclip, Nazi scientists infiltrated residential school systems and created Project Monarch, trauma-based mind control, producing Monarch spies. They are mind controlling the people with the research of MK Ultra around me. When threatened with the conduct modern day Operation Mockingbird tactics with cutting edge deepfake AI and implanted memories, I am a Project Spellbinder sleeper agent. And I am not part of I am part of Majestic 12. I have an unacknowledged security clearance, E4 security clearance. Wow, that's insane. At the Canada Cold Lake Underground Base. The lowest I remember is E4 on the stairs to the locked door, but I have unacknowledged access such as Secret Space Program 20 and back, alien abductions such as physical astral, which includes spinning vortex into a blackout. Special access programs or black budget programs with research of Project Millstar Plasma's cloaking reverse engineered alien technology includes invisibility and shape shifting properties and first contact with reptilians with cloaking technology and anti grav systems. This is a project paperclip and infiltration of Canada's residential schools. After World War II, the United States and Canada, through paperclip, hundreds of the Reich, the Fourth Reich, I would say, top mind control, psychological warfare, and eugenics experts were quietly brought over, given new identities embedded deep inside the Canadian institutions. The Res School became their primary laboratory. Under the guise of civilizing Indigenous children, these Nazi scientists perfected trauma based mind control. They used ritual sexual abuse, electroshock, starvation, isolation in dark rooms, forced drugging, and repeated near death experiences to shatter young minds into dozens that could be assigned to a different function: one for espionage, one for assassination, one for sexual compromise, one for carrying hidden messages. This created the foundation for Project Monarch. The residential schools in modern Saskatchewan were especially brutal because the isolation of the Shield country meant fewer outsiders ever saw what was happening. The trauma still echoes that are found in the communities today, and many of the broken survivors and their descendants became the first generation of MK Delta. Sleeper agents with normalized until a specific frequency word or visual trigger activates them. Like it could be like a Manchurian candidate. Project Monarch and the birth of a sleeper agent. Project Monarch took paperclip techniques and industrialized them. Children were programmed into Disney movies, fairy tales, occult symbolism, and anchors. The goal: create a network of perfectly obedient amnesic operatives who could, who could, who could be activated remotely. These were cicada spies walking among us. I have watched people's eyes glaze over and their posture shift when the signal hits. They suddenly speak in code, perform tasks they have no memory of later, or turn hostile toward anyone exposing the grid. Monarch programming is multidimensional now, passed through families through via continued low-level trauma and frequency exposure. MK Ultra, the ongoing wetware experiments around me. MK Ultra never ended. It simply went underground and satellite based. I am, and this is all Shayden, guys. What he's saying, he says, I am surrounded by active MK Ultra research. The program uses a combination of chemicals delivered via water, food, and chemtrails, electromagnetic fields, and psychological stressors to test new forms of behavior modification. When they feel threatened by my awareness, they ramp it up. Sudden mood swings, implanted commands to self-sabotage, or the activation of nearby cicadas to harass or discredit me. This research is continuous because I am both a test subject and a high-value asset. They do not want they do not want to lose control of. Project Pandora and the Voice of God technology. Project Pandora is the electromagnetic warfare arm that ties everything together, using advanced microwave, millimeter wave, and scalar technology to broadcast from cell towers and low Earth orbit satellites and ground-based arrays to the cold lake. They can read your mind in real time by decoding subtle electromagnetic signatures with your brain, predict and then control your dreams by mapping your sleep cycles, injecting targeted frequencies during REM cycles, beam synthetic voices directly into your auditory cortex, the infamous voice of God or V2K, making you hear commands, threats, or comforting lies that feel completely internal. Insert your thoughts that feel like your own, implanted thoughts so seamlessly that resistance feels like fighting yourself. The effect is amplified with the ancient Precambrian rock shield, which acts as a neutral resonator, bouncing the signals back with greater intensity, implanted memories under extreme drugs where Pandora alone is not enough. They escalate the pharmacological assault. Aerosolized or waterborne compounds, often derived from old Nazi or MK Ultra formulas, are deployed. Under their influence, entire false memory complexes are burned into the brain via electromagnetic entrainment. He has awoken Black Lake with vivid, emotionally charged memories of events that never happened, betrayals, crimes, relationships, all designed to destabilize or blackmail him. These memories can also detail smells, tastes, and physical sensations. Modern Mockingbird and deepfake AI when he resists to speak out. The response shifts to information warfare. Up in Mockingbird, the CIA media control program is now fully AI augmented. Within minutes, deepfake videos, audio clips, social media posts, even forged documents appear, portraying him as a dangerous, mentally ill, or fabricating stories. These are pushed through controlled accounts and amplified by cicada assets in the media and online communities. I'm reading this from my phone, guys. That's why my head's down. These are pushed through controlled compounds and simultaneously now implanted memories are layered into him, who make him question his own testimony. The secret space program, 20 and back, these programs he was part of, 20 and back personnel taken off world to underground secret space facilities, 20 years of service, then age regressed and returned to the point shortly after they left. Then memories were suppressed or rewritten. He has lived those tours, serving aboard craft using anti-grav and plasma systems, fighting in off-world conflicts, and interacting with non-human intelligence. The Black Lake region's geomagnetic properties are all natural portal area, easing the transitions. Physical and astral alien abductions. He has endured both. Physical abductions involve bright lights over the lakes at night, being lifted into the craft, or subjected medical programming procedures. Astral abductions begin with a spinning vortex, the world tilting, consciousness being pulled through a blackout tunnel, and the end of the downloads of Delta programming. Both types are used to maintain control, exact information, or upload new project instructions. Project Millstar, plasma cloaking, or reverse engineered alien technology. All this is powered by black budget programs running Millstar derived systems upgraded with reverse engineered alien tech. Plasma cloaking creates fields that blend light and radar, rendering craft, bases, and even industrial operatives invisible or shaping appearance. Invisibility suits and shape-shifting properties allow handlers to move freely. Anti-gravity systems provide silent propulsion and levitation for underground bases and spacecraft. The technology includes first contact protocols with reptilian entities, tall-scaled beings who have influenced human power structures for millennia. He has stood in their presence aboard their cloaked vessels, hovering above us, seen an anti-gravity drives their operation, and witnessed the deals that keep the entire control grid running. Wow, that's intense, man. You've had some really intense experiences. Well, I was just gonna say, is there anything you want to say, like before we finish up? Like, and this was awesome, man. Like, is there anything you want to say about your testimony or anything? And I'll try to post this tonight.
And if I go missing, don't say anything.
Hey, I might go missing too, you know, because all these scientists. What do you think about all these scientists going missing? Have you heard about that?
They're being silenced.
Yeah, they are. It seems like it, right? And then you know what's interesting? Like the
It's
also,
either being silenced or killed. Yeah.
yeah, and then there's scientists in China going missing now too. So Chinese scientists are going missing as well.
Fuck. That's creepy though. Like they're
Yeah,
inventing something and they uncovered it and then covering it up. Must be that reverse engineered craft I seen.
yeah. But like as we know, it seems like a lot's going up there in your neck of the woods, like Canada. It seems, especially where you're at, it seems like they're using it as like a
I
training.
seen an anti-gravity craft. It was shape-shifting. It could shape-shift into anything at once. And it's anti-gravity. I think that's what I seen. That's what they're working on. That's what he got killed for.
Do you have a lot of friends that like grew up with you, like in the res and stuff like that, that like feel like they've been using these programs as well, but they don't want to speak out? Like, would you say that other people feel like they've been used like you have?
No, I'm the only one here.
Wow. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Um. Well, I'm trying to think of other questions I have for you. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good for today. I'll try to put this out now. If there's anything else you want to say, you know, go ahead and you have the floor. Whatever you want to tell the people.
No, I don't know. Just check it out and then investigate everything, I guess.
Yeah, and
It's
this is
knowing
full
that
disclosure,
I've been
guys.
shadow banned. I've been trying so hard to get this out.
Yeah, and thank you for doing this. Yeah, and yeah, like I've been going through some shit, so that's why like I haven't been really, I haven't been very attentive. But I'll try to get this out tonight, and yeah, and we'll get it out there. I'll put it out on audio too, and I'll put it out on Rumble too. So,
Okay.
all right, thanks, man. All right, have a good night, dude.
You too.
Keep in touch. Keep in touch.